The squid was giving a very passionate speech, and nobody could understand a single word of it. It had emerged from the aquarium tank in the
Nobita's classroom during what was supposed to be a simple biology lesson, and now it was standing on tentacles at the front of the room, gesturing wildly with its other appendages while making sounds that were clearly language but completely incomprehensible to human ears.
Squeege, blurp, blub, blub, squeege.
I have come to make an announcement!
I think it's upset.
It's been in a tank for 3 months. I'd be upset too. Should we do something?
Blurp, squeege, glub, glub, glub.
Yes, we should definitely do something.
Reached into his fourth-dimensional pocket and pulled out what looked like a jelly substance in a small container. Gray, gelatinous, and distinctly unappetizing. Translation: Konjac. He
Eat this and you'll understand any language. Give some to the squid and it'll understand you.
Nobita took a piece and chewed reluctantly.
Texture was exactly as bad as it looked, rubbery and flavorless, like chewing on existential disappointment. And then the squid's words suddenly.
And furthermore,
The water quality in that tank is abysmal! Do you have any idea what it's like to swim in your own filtered waste for 12 weeks? The pH levels alone are a violation of basic decency.
Oh, it's complaining about working conditions.
As it should. Here! Give it some konjac.
Nobita carefully approached the agitated squid, holding out the translation jelly. The squid paused its tirade long enough to examine the
What is this?
Translation jelly. It'll help you communicate with everyone.
Being communicating. These people are just illiterate in civilized language.
Fair point, but this will make it easier.
The squid considered this, then accepted the
konjac with grudging grace. It consumed the jelly with one swift motion of its tentacles. There, it said, its voice now clear to the entire.
Now, as I was saying, the conditions in that tank are unconscionable, and I demand—
Wait.
You can talk? I could always talk, you just couldn't understand. There's a difference.
What followed was a 2-hour negotiation regarding aquatic living conditions that resulted in the classroom squid receiving a larger tank, better filtration, and regular intellectual stimulation in the form of underwater puzzles. By the
translation konjac had proven itself more powerful than anyone expected. Doraemon, Nobita said thoughtfully. How does the translation
Konjac work? Like, how does a piece of jelly understand every language in existence? That's actually a complicated question. Is it magic?
It's science, but very advanced science that might as well be magic for purposes of explanation.
Can you try to explain it in words I'll understand?
Can I try to explain interdimensional linguistics to someone who failed his last vocabulary test?
I got a 23 out of 100, but I showed up. That's the hard part. Despite his skepticism, Doraemon decided to attempt an explanation as they walked through the neighborhood. The afternoon sun was
Warm, the sky was clear, and the world was peaceful, which probably meant something was about to go wrong.
The translation konjac, Doraemon began, works on the principle of universal linguistic resonance. Every language, spoken, written, gestured, even thought, operates on specific frequency patterns. The konjac temporarily rewires your brain to recognize these
Patterns intuitively rather than intellectually.
So it makes my brain smarter?
It makes your brain more receptive. You're not learning languages. You're bypassing the need to learn them by connecting directly to the meaning behind the words.
That's cheating! It's technology!
Same thing! Actually, you make a valid point. Continue.
I wonder about universal translation. Could it really capture everything?
It might, but some things get lost in translation. Look, it's Gian! He's always so loud!
You come into my lot! You eat my lunch! And now you have...
Yes!
And now you have the nerve to face me? The audacity to hiss at me?
Doraemon, did you give Gian translation konjac? No, why? Because he seems to think he's having a conversation with that cat. He's just yelling at it. That's different. The cat seems to understand him. Cats understand dominance displays. They just don't care.
The cat, apparently having decided that Gion wasn't worth its time, strutted away with its...
This isn't over!
I heard you made a fish talk.
It wasn't a fish, it was a squid.
Nobita used a
No way, show us! A talking squid? Amazing!
Must have been a trick.
It was a squid, and it could already talk. We just helped everyone. But Sunio, it needed our help to get home. Yeah, and we learned a lot. Exactly. It was a good deed.
Understand it. With jelly?
With science jelly. That sounds made up.
It's completely real.
This substance allows understanding of any language, human, animal, or alien.
Alien?
Wow, really? Any language? That's incredible. But how does it work?
Yes. The translation Konjac was originally developed for interstellar diplomacy. It was adapted for general use after the Great Miscommunication War of 2098.
The what?
There was a war started because someone mistranslated delightful as detestable during a peace summit. Very embarrassing. Millions of casualties, mostly from people dying of embarrassment. You can die of embarrassment? In the 22nd century, emotions have been weaponized. It's a whole thing. Before anyone could process this disturbing revelation, a sound
emerged from the nearby bushes. Not a normal sound, something otherworldly, like static mixed with singing mixed with what might have been aggressive beatboxing. What is
that?
Shizuka asked, stepping behind Nobita instinctively. The source of the sound emerged from the foliage. It was approximately 3 feet tall, bright purple, covered in what looked like feathers made of geometric shapes, and had 7 eyes arranged in a pattern that suggested someone had sneezed while designing it. It was, unmistakably, an alien.
Zerbal Kifnarg, wee! Click, click, click!
The being announced, waving what might have been arms or might have been elaborate antennae. Everyone stared.
Well, this is unexpected. Everyone eat the konjac.
He distributed the jelly quickly. One by one, the group consumed the translation substance, their faces scrunching at the taste before relaxing as the alien's words suddenly became comprehensible.
Lost and my navigation is broken and...
I've been trying to find help for 3 hours, but everyone just screams and runs away! Is screaming and running a form of greeting on
This planet? Should I scream and run too? I don't want to be rude.
It's lost. Shizuka translated for anyone still processing. I gathered that.
An actual alien. Can I fight it?
The alien, whose name turned out
to be Zerblinks, though it was happy to accept Ziggy for ease of pronunciation, had indeed become lost during what it described as a routine
Interdimensional field trip. My school takes us to observe different civilizations. I was supposed to stay with
the group, but I saw something shiny and when I looked up, everyone was gone. Something shiny distracted you? Yes, it was...
very shiny!
I understand completely. Nobita, don't bond with the alien over your shared attention issues.
We have connection!
Ziggy's 7 eyes all.
What is that substance? It allowed me to understand your primitive vocalizations.
It's translation. Konjac. It provides universal language comprehension.
Universal, but universal translation requires quantum linguistic entanglement across dimensional frequencies. Your species hasn't even achieved basic interstellar travel.
It's from the future. Oh. That makes more sense. Future technology explaining present impossibilities is a standard temporal equation. Can
you explain how it works? From a scientific perspective?
I can try. Translation is about pattern recognition. Every form of communication is a pattern. Sound, gesture, chemical, electromagnetic, even quantum. It's all a pattern conveying meaning.
Okay.
Following so far, the Konjac seems to create a temporary neural bridge to what we call the meaning layer, a fundamental aspect of reality where intention exists before